our next vendor spotlight, we are bringing Randall's formal wear for you. And here we have Robert and Dave. And let's talk about your business. How did it all start?
Randall's has been here in Pensacola for 55 years. It was actually, a lot of people think because we've been here so long that we were started here, but it was actually a company out of Denver, Colorado.
Oh,
It was a
wow.
national chain. And we were open in Pensacola because they had some in California, all over the Midwest, and had several in the South, but none that touched the Atlantic Ocean, no states. So there were two stores in Mobile, Alabama, and they opened up Pensacola because we're this far away from Mobile. And that way they could advertise Randall's swimwear coast to coast. So
What makes your business unique in this wedding industry?
Family owned.
yeah, I think it's because we do make it, even though it's family run business, it's also we make our customers part of our family. We take we take it very personal, and you get intimate with people. I mean, you meet them for the first time, then you fit them for their outfits, and then you hear about it after the wedding, how much fun it was, and so you hear all these stories, so you get kind of you can't help but to get involved. And it's usually a lot of fun. It's a fun time.
What kind of experience should the grooms expect when they come to your store?
Like a barbershop, really.
Yeah, I think that's a good analogy. I think you come in and if you don't know what to expect, if you walk in, you don't know what to expect. So then when you find that this is probably one of the easier things that the groom has to do and the bride, because if they let us do our job, we tend to make it a lot easier for them. We kind of feed them through and let it work out, and then they go, God, this was really a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
How do you guys help and guide the groom and groomsmen? How do you guide in finalizing their selection? What's
Well,
the process?
I think first we see what they look like, because there's four different styles of cuts. Modern, classic, slim,
Yeah.
ultra slim. So we can fit them with what looks best on them.
We try to help them guide to what's going to fit the groom the best. And then we can do the groomsmen.
Because sometimes groom may not have any idea what cut he wants.
If you're a bodybuilder, you may not be able to put your arm in a slim fit.
Yeah.
But we've got options that fit them better.
There's an example. We had a fella come in during Mardi Gras, and he was a very handsome man, but he was on the shorter side. But and he was a bodybuilder, and he came and said, "I want a slim cut." He had a beautiful shape, but there was no tux that was going to fit him right because his arms, his biceps were that big.
Yeah.
So the slim cut, they're made slim, so they're not going to fit. So I said, well, this may not work, but we put him in an Oscar de la Renta suit, which I knew would fit him. And he went, oh my God, this is fantastic. And what was kind of cool is he had already been to 3 different shops. And his friend said, you need to go to Randall's, they'll take care of you. He said, well, but it was a nighttime thing, and we closed at 6, so we went to the nighttime places that were open a little bit later than we are. And so when he finally came back to us, he goes, whoa, I should have come here first.
So when a groom comes for the first time, will he get to try the suit, the tie, the bow tie, the pants, the shoes? Do you guys give him all of the items to try on all in the same day, or how does that work?
Usually the grooms we do take more time with to make sure they like it, but usually a coat, possibly the pants. But usually it depends on the build. Nowadays with the slimmer pants, we do have to be careful. You got to make sure, I want the groom and the bride to see exactly how those pants are going to fit on. So coat and pants for sure. Everything else usually not, just because they don't necessarily need to see it. But we do get those that they need to visualize it.
So you guys offer rentals and purchasing, right? Both of the options?
Correct.
And I know grooms right now, it's popular to have funky socks. Do you guys sell them as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. What is most popular right now? What kind of socks are popular these days?
It's the crazy socks.
Yeah, the printed, the wild prints.
Yeah.
Because the guys pretty much have to. The girls get to wear all the blingy stuff. The guys are pretty much pant, coat, shirt, tie. So the socks can individualize their outfits some. At prom time especially, the gentlemen will get the socks for sure. And they're the wild ones. We also have the glittered socks.
The glittered socks.
So,
I didn't know there was such thing as glittered socks.
And now the pants are cut higher just so they don't puddle on your shoe.
Right.
When you sit down, which a lot of younger guys are just now realizing your pants are supposed to come up.
Yeah.
Showing sock. Hips, I think that's the best transition on getting, a higher cut pant. So not so, loose around the foot.
What kind of designer formal wear do you guys carry here?
Ike Behar is one. Michael Kors. We've got Perry Ellis still. We do have vintage Christian Dior, which we actually use more than you would think.
Oscar de la Renta.
Yes. Jean Yves is a big one, and Allure Men, which also goes with there's also a Allure Bridal for the women.
Do you guys offer alterations?
We do. We personally custom, like we will shorten a sleeve or lengthen a sleeve, and we do the same obviously with the hems on the pants. On a rare occasion, we may do a more extensive alteration, but very rarely, because we carry regular length jackets, short length jackets, extra long length jackets, longs. So we carry the different. We can pretty much fit somebody with what we have without doing any major alterations.
We're one of the few places that are set up for same day service.
Right.
So your basic black tie, which most companies keep in stock, just like us, all we need is a one day. We have it.
We had a customer come in at 5:30. And his flight was leaving at 4:00 the next day. We closed at 6. And he said, I'm here to get a tux. He said, okay. What do you need for it tomorrow? And can you come back tomorrow? Well, I'm leaving on my airplane. So we can work some magic.
That's awesome that you guys can do same day service because
Correct.
Not every store may be able to pull that off.
Right, and it's no extra charge.
Well, we're also in Mardi Gras
And that's
World.
very good to know. Yes.
Right.
No
Some places you charge a rush fee, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't charge it because we realize it's probably either they dawdled too long or they didn't think about it, or they went. A lot of times, men will go to their closet and try their tux on, and it doesn't fit anymore.
Tell me a little bit about the registry. What is it? Like, I'm not very familiar about it.
Well, if a fella comes into our store and he's going, let's say, to a Mardi Gras ball, once he gets on in our database, he won't have to come in for that fitting. Like he knows all those sizes fit. So let's say 4 months later he's going to something else. He can just call us and say, "I just got something back in February. I need it again for our fiesta. So can I?" And they can reorder over the phone.
Yeah.
So that way they don't have to come back in. Then when they come in, we still ask that they try everything on. But sometimes they'll send their wives or girlfriends or people to come pick up for them because they pretty much know it's gonna fit.
That's so perfect.
And they can tweak accessories at that pickup. So it doesn't bother us if they change the vest and tie color.
What advice would you give to grooms that are looking to choose, to get a perfect tux or a perfect formal wear for their wedding? What kind of advice would you give them?
If you like what you're wearing, you feel better. Some guys right away may want it to be more relaxed, but we like it to be a little bit more tailored to them. So they may request a larger size than what they really need, and we'll say, "Well, it's your wedding," and I always will say, "I've never seen a bridal gown that fit like a sack."
Men tend to be the accessory of the bridesmaid, believe it or not. You know what I mean? They're the compliment.
And that's our tagline. Always has been with Randall's is a lady's finest compliment is her formal escort. So we do try to remind
That sounds so beautiful.
Yeah, we try to remind the guys that it's about you, but it's more so about your lady, and we want you to compliment her.
So, and that's why, if sometimes brides, they need to be comfortable in their wedding dress. It's going to be a little bit tight. And for the groom, he needs to be comfortable in what he's wearing.
Right.
Otherwise, it's going to show on the faces. And I always say, I can do a lot in Photoshop, but I cannot Photoshop happiness on your faces.
If you don't like it, don't wear it.
There you go.
That's the whole.
Yeah.
And usually we don't have to go in between brides and grooms. But sometimes you have to kind of help the groom out a bit with the bride just because you know he does not like what he's got on.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel good in it or like it, that's exactly what you're saying. You're going to show it in every photo.
Yep. Any fun fact about your store?
I think we have fun just
because we're family and friends.
yeah.
I mean, I think that's the fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look forward to going to work because it's more fun. I mean, work. We have a good time.
And everything's different. Like everyone that comes in, it's almost like a problem that you're solving. They have, I want this, and then it's your job to kind of create it for them. So it's everyone's different.
Finding the best solution.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome.
And the fact that we're always on the phone calling each other, what do I do about this?
And
Because we don't all know the answers.
I think what makes our atmosphere around our store is our staff. We have such a great rapport with. We're all friends and we're all intimate with each other. We all know each other's quirks and we work real well with each other. And so,
thank you so much for sharing your information about your store, and I loved listening everything about your store, the services, and I really appreciate it for you guys taking time out of your busy schedules, because I know you guys are very busy. We are in the middle of the wedding season, so
thank you for having us.
Absolutely, it's my honor.